most shocking wedding altar confession you've ever seen. My cousin Jade treated my stutter like it was contagious, and at her engagement dinner, she finally went too far. She made me stand up in front of 40 relatives to congratulate her and her surgeon fiancé. Go ahead, Mira, she said with that fake sweet voice. Tell everyone how happy you are for us. My throat closed up immediately. Coco, congratulations on your Ngugu judgment. I managed to get out while everyone stared at their plates. That's when Jade turned to her fiancé Kieran and laughed. See what I mean? Some people just aren't marriage material. Who'd want to wake up to that every morning? The room went silent, but Kieran's reaction was weird. He shifted in his seat and forced this uncomfortable smile, like he was trying not to throw up. Jade kept going because of course she did. At least someone in our family found their voice, she said while stroking Kieran's arm. When I tried to say something about their wedding plans, Kieran actually flinched. Not a small flinch either, but the kind where your whole body jerks. 2 weeks later at their massive engagement party, Jade forced me to give another speech because she's literally evil. But this time I noticed something bizarre again. When I stuttered through the 3 years, talking about how long they'd been together, Kieran knocked over his entire whiskey. When I mentioned his bachelor party in Vava Vegas, he literally ran to the bathroom. Jade rolled her eyes and said he was probably embarrassed for me, but I knew something was off. An hour later, I found him on the phone in the hallway, sweating like crazy. No, she just reminds me of, I can't explain, he was saying to someone. Her voice, the pattern, it's exactly like, then he saw me and hung up immediately. That's when my brain started connecting dots that seemed impossible. I went full FBI mode that night. Started with Kieran's Facebook, found photos from a Vegas trip exactly 3 years ago where he looked wasted in every picture. Then I hit the public records jackpot. The marriage certificate database showed Kieran married someone named Marlena in Vegas, December 30th. The witness statement had a note. Bride's speech impediment made vows emotional. What was going on? My hands were shaking as I searched for divorce records. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This man was still married. I tracked down Marlena through her sister's Instagram and almost threw my laptop across the room. She had videos posted where her stutter pattern was identical to mine. Not similar, but exactly the same rhythm and catches. In her most recent video, she mentioned her husband traveled constantly for medical conferences. She still thought they were married because they literally were. That's when I had a diabolical idea. I spent the next month practicing specific stuttering patterns that matched their anniversary date. 2/2/12 for December, the 30 for the day. All the while, Jade kept sending me texts about not ruining her perfect wedding with my broken voice, and I'd reply that I was practicing something special. She thought I was pathetic. I was actually building a bomb. The wedding day came and everything was perfect. 200 guests, cathedral venue, Jade in a $5,000 dress. When I stood for my reading, Kieran was already sweating. I started with Corinthians because I'm dramatic. Foo 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse the 30. Kieran grabbed the pew in front of him so hard his knuckles went white. I continued reading about love, but worked in more numbers. Love conquers all, even after 21 months of dedication. That's when I heard movement in the back row. A woman stood up suddenly, and my heart was pounding because I knew my anonymous invitation had worked. She'd actually come. I kept going, stuttering through, in Vuvu Vegas, promises were made before God. The woman's voice cut through the church like a knife. December 30th, 2021, that's our anniversary. Kieran, what is this? The entire church exploded into chaos. She was marching down the aisle with papers clutched in her hand. I got an invitation to this wedding. Someone wanted me to see who was getting married. She held up their marriage certificate. Jade stood there in her designer dress, mouth hanging open. Who the hell are you? She kept shrieking. The woman pulled out her phone showing texts from Kieran. Marlena Vasquez, his wife, his actual legal wife. He texts me every week about his medical conferences. The aftermath was nuclear. Kieran tried claiming it was just a drunk Vegas mistake, but Marlena had brought everything, including bank statements showing monthly transfers. The wedding was obviously canceled and became the most talked about disaster in our family history. Turns out my stutter wasn't worthless. It was worth